Alright, what's up people? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, this past weekend I had a little bit of issue uploading some of my videos. It took like 2 days. I don't know why every time I was uploading them they kept taking forever, but I finally got them up super late. So I've been a little uh I guess busy. Yeah, I'll just say busy. I got a whole bunch of other stuff. It's not really important. It doesn't really relate to Yu-Gi-Oh or anything, but just a lot of stuff, little project going on, and a whole bunch of crap. In and out of doing extra overtime at work. So, with all that out the way, so we're still going on with the giveaway, trying to get to 100. Trying to find some more time to get a little more variety of videos. I know it is cool to have the market watch and stuff, but I do want to get more like do more deck profiles, do more discussions. Like I want to discuss like cards and see like let's just get into this. Let's stop talking about what I want to do, and we'll just get there when we get there. Finally, the access code talker reprint that we've been waiting for is here. Although the gold rare was supposed to be that one. The reason why I feel a little more confident about this reprint is because just by nature of Yu-Gi-Oh, the gold rare is always like the lowest one. So I think we could finally find ourselves to where we have an affordable copy of Access Code Talker, to where if like worst case scenario, you go out and I'm hoping this drops down to like $15, so that way at least you have a decent price Access Code Talker. Unfortunately, we have to see the full ratios to see like exactly how many Access Code Talkers we're getting, because we don't know if it's going to be shorted or halved or whatever kind of print they want to give it. If it's a regular print, then definitely I see this Access Code Talker dropping down to $15. But if not, then yeah, then maybe 20-25, and the other one will probably stick to like a $30 price range. Now the secret rare, I have I do have one of these because I need, there was no way you could play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh without one of these. So like I do have mine. It's been just going down. It was like 120 a while, like at its peak. So it's just been going down and down and down and down from the speculation. It had a small bump up, but for the most part, it's just been kind of going down because eventually the card needs to get reprinted. Like we're in a state of Yu-Gi-Oh to where there's no way they're not gonna reprint the card. So it might take a long time. It might take forever, but we will eventually get the reprints. We're looking at like 55 for a moderate first edition. Yeah, 55 this mod, but then this guy right here, a lot of people with a good amount of sales have him at like 55 to $60. I would just wait, because this is one of those cards where, to be honest, it doesn't really matter like what rarity you have. I mean, it doesn't matter rarity in any card. Like as long as as long as it's real, and as long as it's usable in a tournament. But if you want the secret rare, I would just wait a bit. This will probably drop down to the $10. You could probably pick this up for a solid 50. And at a solid $50, if you want to have high rarity, I just go for it. If not, just wait for this reprint. The pre-sales are like super high, like 43. I'm not gonna pay attention to these pre-sales. This is probably gonna drop down to like 20, 25. I'm feeling it. Like especially if it's shorted or half printed, it's gonna be 20. It's gonna be like 30 plus. But if it's a regular print, between like $25 to $20, and hopefully this will drop down a lot. Okay, yeah, I clicked on it by accident. Yeah, there's a couple people 30 at 44. Now, like, people are gonna like this version a lot more. So, but I think this will drop to 30, and you'll be able to get the other one for like 15, hopefully. Like at least on the first week. We'll see how it goes. Evil Twin Keys to Kill. Finally, these are another set of Link monsters that have desperately needed a reprint for a very long time. There's a lot of people who talk about how they want to use the Evil Twin engine or want to run Evil Twins, but just the freaking price point of these things we're just keeping them away. These ones right here were very expensive. They're like, Jesus, yeah, a couple months ago they're at 44. I think, yeah, they're like at 26 when I sold a few of them. Yeah, 26, and then the reprint got announced. I got lucky, was able to get rid of them right before that reprint announcement. But this is actually really good for the player base. Finally, these things are going to be like out there, so a whole bunch of other people will be able to get their hands on them. This one got the reprint, and so did this one. This one right here is just tanking really hard, because this one just destroys stuff. The one that draws is the one that's more sought after. you could use that on either turn 1 or turn 2. This one's very much a turn 2 monster. So this one right here already dropping down to $2 to $3 a copy, and I mean it's fine. This is good. Like I said, I want these cards to be easily available. I mean, for me it works because I just got rid of mines, and now they're gonna get reprinted. I could go ahead and pick them back up, so that way I could I guess try out my I always say that. I always say, oh, I'm gonna try this out, and then I just go back to playing freaking Flu, or go back to playing Evil, Evil Twin. I just said Evil Twin. Uh, Unchained. I call them Evil Twins because of the freaking two twins, but yeah, Unchained. Okay, so another reprint. I'm kind of going slow with these things, but another reprint right here is Blackbeard. I'm not gonna dwell on this one. This was a $9 card. The market price reflects that. They're now selling for 3. I never like the only reason why this card was even expensive. It wasn't because the deck was good. It was just because it didn't have the reprint. Out of all of the other Plunder Patrol cards that were available out there, this one did not have the reprint. That one, and also I think the equip card. That one also didn't have a reprint, but they really didn't run that at 3. This one was very, very useful, especially because it's a water and whatnot. So, I'm not gonna get into it. This is just a good reprint, just because it was expensive. It's not really good for the meta. Although this would be a good anti-meta choice if like for people if you feel like your locals doesn't know what to do against this deck. But for the most part, if you're going to like a high level tournament, a lot of people know what this is about, so it doesn't work as good as you want it to. Saline, Queen of the Master Magicians. This is a good reprint. There's we just got the reprint for the Sky Striker cards, and I was even thinking about building a Sky Striker deck because I did want to have it just on the side. Just sometimes I like running random rogue decks, and Sky Striker is a deck that I've had my eyes on for a while, but I've just kind of stayed away from it because I didn't want to pay a lot of money for it. But now I do have like one copy of Afterburners in my bulk, so maybe I might go like digging for it because I know they're very expensive. But this was another card that really kept me away from wanting to build a deck because I was like, well, you need her to go into Access Code Talker because that's just one of the ways a deck wins is going to Access Code Talker. So having her being reprinted is great. We're looking like at her reprint is higher. Her reprint pre-sale is higher than her current price. I could see her dropping to like $8. This is probably going to be like an $8 card. This is going to hella go down. The original probably going to be... Actually, I could see the original staying at about $12 because this one's coming out as a secret rare. So I could see like the original probably... No, yeah, I thought this was going to be ultra. This being a secret rare... I'm going to say this is going to be $8. This one's probably going to go down to 5. I'd say, yeah, go ahead and wait. I would just wait right now. I was gonna say this is probably a decent price for it, but no. If this is a secret rare, this is probably gonna go down to $5. So we'll just go to wait and see. We'll just wait and see how. Like I said, if this is short printed, then that's a whole different story because this will be its first reprint. So if its first reprint is a short print, this is actually a good price because I could see this going back up to like $20 if that's the case. Fusion Destiny. Okay, so this is very, very, very good. It really isn't good like we needed it, but it was an expensive card for no reason. It wasn't like DPE was like the end all be all. It wasn't like DPE strategies were tier 0. We just needed this because it was expensive. You had the Ultra and the Super and the Ultimate. Like that's pretty much it. So that just it's very, very cool, very nice that this gets reprint, so that way the Rogue Hero players can get their copy. Right now, like I said, the freaking there's a lot of people that have it up there, have it really high. Just yeah, give it a couple more days. Probably able to pay like $5 for these ultras, maybe even like 3 for these supers. So we'll just hold off for a bit on those. This is something I'm very excited about. I want to do a video where I talk about turn 0 and I talk about like different things you can do because I want to see if I could like break turn 0. That's something that I think about at work a lot. Like I'm chilling at work, like whether I'm sitting on my computer doing a program or I'm sitting there on the freaking machine, whatever. Sometimes my mind goes off and I think, how do I like capitalize on turn 0? Like there's a lot of different decks that I've seen be able to do it, but I just haven't felt comfortable spending all the money to like go into it. Like I know Right now, you could do that with the Tier Element Ishizu decks. I'm pretty sure they have a way to play on turn 0. But I really would like to explore that. Maybe do a video on some of the better cards you could use for turn 0 to make something like really good. I have no idea where turn 0 came talking about Borreload Savage Dragon, but I am happy that this is here because I don't know. I want to find a way to make this on turn 0. Actually no, actually no, wait, that's dumb. That's dumb. I think I'm just having a fantasy. I want to make this on turn 0, but I realize that you need a link monster in your graveyard, and that's just not going to happen on turn 0. So let's just forget about that. But we will be happy about it actually getting a reprint. This card was expensive for a very long time. It wasn't even like used in every deck. It wasn't like Baron to where like every other deck could like somehow summon it. It was very niche to where only certain decks were going to be able to like summon Borreload Savage Dragon at this point, and by certain decks it was Dragon Link and Pendulum. That's it. If you're playing Dragon Link, you could summon him. If you're playing Pendulum, you could summon him. Other than that, you weren't summoning you were not summoning Borreload Savage Dragon, but it commanded like a $20, $25, $30 price point for the longest time. Let's check the ultra rare. Let's see where the price chart was. Yeah, about a month ago it was about $25. Yeah, like see, like I don't understand sometimes. Sometimes you're sitting here and you're wondering why are these cards commanding such a high price point? Like this one right here. Like $28, just about a week ago or so, like a little over a week ago, this thing was commanding a $28 price point. That's just ridiculous. Used in like 2 decks that are not even really tiered. I'm glad this card is getting reprinted. There's a lot of players that desperately need access to cards like this, and I'm glad that this one's gonna come out. I'm hoping that it's not shorted, hoping that it just comes out and becomes a $5 card, and we can just move on with our lives. Hopefully. F-Zero Utopic Draco Future. This is another one. I'm not really going to dwell on it. It wasn't really being used, but it's a good option for budget players because there's a lot of there's a lot of like people who want to play hard like in top tier Yu-Gi-Oh, but they don't have they don't have money to just drop $300-$400 on their main deck. So getting a card like this, like getting cards like this, and also the Savage Dragon reprinted, just makes it way easier for these people to run like stuff like Sword Soul or run Tri Brigade or Pendulum and be able to actually like compete with them instead of having to spend like $30 on their boss monster and then another $30 on just one set of hand traps. So this is good to get a reprint on this one. Alright, so we're gonna move off from some of the reprints. I really like those reprints. Those reprints warm my heart. But let's go and talk about the sadness of Sprite. I'm not gonna pull up the other ones. Um, the the Link monster is still going strong because that's using other decks and using Chair Elements. But just Sprite itself, oh man, look at this. Started at 90 when it first came out. We were all high. Then it dropped down. We're like, okay, makes sense because now it's here 65. Okay, we thought it was gonna hold. No, it has just slowly been crashing down to the point where you are now able to get these things for $35 to $37. Oh man, I was really on the train of Sprite being tier 0, but it's basically tier 1. It's tier 1 with a little bit of kick to where if you're playing this at locals and there's no one playing tier elements, doesn't matter what version. If there's like no one playing, oh, this is Shizu. There's no one playing a Shizu tier elements, and you play Sprite, and then you're probably the man. You're probably winning. But the second someone comes in with like, the freaking flu with the sauce, or they come in with the freaking tier elements with the sauce, and this deck just cannot stand up to it, and it sucks. Like I'm glad it got its top a while ago, so that way we could at least say okay, it got its top, but I really don't know how the deck is gonna, like, I don't want to say compete, because yes, it can compete. You have the side deck, you have a lot of different ways to, like, play, so I'm not gonna say it just can't win. That's not how Yu-Gi-Oh works. But just, like, if we were to take out top decking and take out side decks and just compare power to power, Ishizu True Elements is just way too freaking strong for this deck by itself to just completely stop. Maybe if we still had Toad, like, even if we had Max C, I really wouldn't say it would work because Tier Element would also have Max C, so they would also get the same amount of percentage. So if Sprite would get 20% better with Max C, then Tier Elements would just get 20% better with Max C. So I don't want to talk about Max C. If we still had Toad, maybe, because right now with freaking with all the stuff we have available, and maybe with Toad, we could do something having the double negates and being able to like play through stuff. But without that, Sprite, oh man, it sucks. It just taking a hit. $38. Started at 90, it is now at $39 for its secret rare. Well, so that's his only copy. It's secret rare. That just a little disappointed. I really wanted this deck to be top tier. A part of me wishes I would have gone the Chalamet route, but then also too, like I'm just glad I didn't, because then I don't have to spend all the money, blah 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 blah. But we're gonna leave it at that. The last card, the last card I want to talk about is a meme. It's already ran its course. Like I said, I had a hard time getting the videos up, and then I got really busy on the weekend, so I missed all the hype. I ended up finding one in my bulk and I posted it up. But yeah, I completely missed the hype where these were at like $7 or something. What was it? Yeah, like 532 or whatever it went to. Either way, like I just wanted to end on this hilarious meme. This card's probably still gonna be like a $1 card. It went from being worth like a cent, now it's probably gonna be worth like $1 for a very long time. Uh, I mean, it's very interesting. Player, like it basically means that I don't know. Something I find funny is that it's like okay, so it says a player controlling this monster loses 300 life during each of his or her standby phases, and then then you have to pay 500 life points to shift control at your own. Let's see, control this card is shifted to your opponent by paying 500 life. I don't know. It's like it's. I guess I understand because you give it to your opponent in the mirror match, but it's like, are you really gonna be playing the mirror match? Yeah, okay, yeah, I just had a moment of silence where I was like, wait, hold up. They get really, really good support, which maybe you'll play the mirror match. So I guess this card shot up a little too soon. People are getting it right now and probably thinking, oh, I might face it. But no, you have to wait for that support. So maybe this will get like another buyout. Maybe you'll get another buyout. But to be honest, it's just kind of chill here. I just thought this was funny. This when I saw people talking about this, I'm like, Mushroom Man #2, like. No, no, no. That's a meme. No, it's not a meme. It was actually freaking trending for a cool minute. All right, guys, that's it. I think I've gone on long enough. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry for the late upload with all the other stuff. Took me a while to get into it, but yeah, that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That'll be it. I'm just gonna end it here. Jesus, I have no idea what I'm doing over here. Peace out, guys. Later.